If you guys liked the last video, then you'll love this one, as we're back again on Hustler Casino Live in beautiful Los Angeles, California. Just like yesterday, I'm buying in for another $10,000 of my own money, but the stakes are much higher. We're battling some of the most action players in the country.
Are you filming me?
I love this guy.
Plus, you won't want to miss this last hand of the night where we get into one of the biggest decisions of my life against Nick Airball, all in for a $47,000 pot with just one pair.
And look at this, Wolfgang, 1.65 million subscribers on YouTube. He puts out some good content, he can play some poker, and he's a cool dude.
In the first hand, the action limps around 7 ways for $50, giving me top pair on a King 6-5 2 spades board. Adi bets out for $200, and Dr. H and myself both put in the call, bringing us off to the turn, which gives me 3 of a kind on the King of Diamonds. Adi continues to bet now for $600, and I debate going for a raise, but I decide just to call, bringing us off to the 10 of spades river in a $2,200 pot. And the action goes check, check. I'm gonna end up beating a6 offsuit and taking down $1,300 of profit in my very first hand. In this second hand, Adi raises it up to $300 from under the gun, and Francisco and Dr. H put in the call. I decide to call as well. I wanna be active on the stream and give you guys a lot of hands to see. So I put in the call. We're going off to a flop 4 ways, which gives me a gut shot to the straight, and Adi continues to fire out now for $700. Dr. H made second pair and puts in the call. I'm gonna call as well, and the turn now pairs the top card, bringing the Jack of Hearts. When the action checks over to me, I think that it's strange that Adi would check on 3 of a kind, or Dr. H would check it over to me if he had a Jack. So I don't need to go very big here. I just want to tell the story that I want to bet the turn and then fire the river to try to get someone to fold a hand like pocket 10s, maybe a 9-10, 9-8, pocket 8s, maybe even a hand like queen 10 or 10-8 could fold as well. All of those hands have me beat. So I fire out for $700, and obviously Dr. H calls with his pair of 9s. The river comes to 10 of hearts. There's $5,000 in the middle, and he checks it over to me. Now I have showdown value. I was planning on bluffing most river cards, but when I can check behind here with my pair of 10s and beat a ton of hands, that's what I'm gonna do most of the time. I could go for a thin value bet, but I don't decide to do it here. I check behind, and we are gonna beat queen 9 offsuit. Back-to-back hands were winning, and things are rolling in the right direction to have a big night. Let's check in on the standings, and you might be wondering how I'm down $350 if I've only shown you 2 winning hands. Well, we're playing the bounty game, so if you win 3 hands in a row, you get $1,000 from every player at the table, and if you win 4 hands in a row, you get an additional $2,000 from everyone at the table. And yeah, let's just say with Airball at the table, this is gonna hit a bunch, and I've lost it already a few times. This next hand is an example of how I'm playing a little bit differently because of the bounty game. I decided to limp in here with ace-king offsuit, one of the best hands in the game, because Nick Airball has a button in front of him, and I think he's gonna raise. Sure enough, he pops it up to $1,000, and J Boogs puts in the call. I'm licking my chops knowing I'm gonna shove all in here, and if everyone folds, I just win a few $1,000 uncontested, but if they call, I have one of the best hands, and I'm probably in a good spot. What I don't expect though is Francisco to jam all in for $10,150, but my plan isn't gonna change when it comes around to me. I'm all in. You can see some of the faces of the opponents at the table. They didn't expect me to shove here after limping for $50, and the action's back over to J Boogs, who I now see has king queen of hearts. What a gross spot. He doesn't decide to 3-bet Airball pre-flop, and now finds himself in a gross spot, but eventually makes the right fold. What are we up against with Francisco? None other than my favorite hand, pocket 7s. They don't usually work out well for my opponents when they're playing against me, so I decided to run it one time. There's $22,000 in the middle, one-time dealer, 5 cards. Let's hit an ace, king, or a straight. The flop is no good for us. The turn gives us a gut shot to Broadway, but it bricks off on the river. I can't believe my eyes. $22,000 going over Francisco the pro's way. and I cannot beat my favorite hand. We're stuck $10,000, but luckily I was up $17,000 on Max Payne Monday just the day before, so I reach into my bag and pull out a fresh $10,000 to battle with. As we enter this next hand, the vibe is more intense and competitive now. I gotta come back and have a big night, so I raise it up from the +2 with ace-8 of spades and get 3 callers, but luckily flop myself top pair on an ace-9-4 with 2 clubs board. The action checks through. I'm either way ahead here or way behind, and the turn now peels off the 9 of diamonds. By checking on the flop, a great thing happens where we induce Dr. H to bluff here for $800 with just a pair of 4s.
Dr. H punting it off.
Obviously, I put in the call. Off to a river we go, which gives me a full house, aces full of 9s. Dr. H continues to bet here, now turning his pair of 4s into a bluff when he gets counterfeit. He bets out for $3,000. I don't have much more behind, so I don't think for too long here. I don't really need to Hollywood if I'm jamming for $5,000, which is what I decide to do, and he snap folds. So just like that, our $10,000 rebuy is now up to $12,000, and I have a button in front of me, which plays in nicely to this next hand. Now that I have a button in front of me, things change. I need to get to 2 buttons and then 3 so I can pick up $1,000 from everyone at the table, and then if I win the 4th button, I'll pick up an additional $2,000 from everyone at the table, totaling $3,000. That could be $25,000 if I just win 3 more hands in a row, so my philosophy has changed. With airball at the table, things are already pretty crazy, and when Dr. H limps in for $50, the action's on me with Jack 5 of spades. I'm already stuck $10,000, so I'm in the mood to gamble, and I decide to rip mine stack all in. That was a pre-planned thing.
What is Wolfgang doing? Sending it in with Jack 5 suited? How many buttons does he have? 2?
I told myself if I ever got to 1 button, I would start jamming all in with any 2 cards to get that 2nd button and then to get the 3rd button. If I end up getting called, so be it. We are on Hustler Casino Live, and I'm here to gamble, and it can't get much worse if I'm already down $10,000. So yeah, you might think it's pretty crazy that I just put in a ton of money with just Jack high, but more than likely everyone's gonna fold, and I'm gonna be 1 button away from getting a bounty. That's not what happens though. Mike X picks up a premium king-queen offsuit, and let's just say I'm a little bit nervous, especially when the flop comes out ace-9-9. The turn comes another ace, but the river comes a miracle Jack of hearts.
Needs to dodge a jack. Oh, Mike! He binked on the river.
Bang! Look at that, $24,000 coming my way. I put 1 finger in the air, signifying 1 time. It paid off in this moment, and we are taking down a massive one here. No gamble, no future. Let's go, baby. Jack 5 suited. Is that my new favorite hand? Another massive giveaway alert. As a bonus for anyone who's been playing online on Club WPT Gold and use code Wolfgang, I'm giving away another $10,000 worth of tournament tickets to the PKO Festival happening right now. This time, it's to the 600,000 guaranteed championship event where 46 of you will win one of these 218 sweeps coin seats. In the last video, I picked 101 winners, and already a few of you cashed for massive amounts. Just comment below this video with your Club WPT Gold user ID, and I'll draw and reply to the winners in the next 48 hours. The tickets will be added straight into your account and are good through September 7th. Whatever you end up cashing for, you get to keep and withdraw straight to your bank. Sign up with code Wolfgang. You just need to be 18 years old, and it's legal in 45 out of the 50 states in the US. There's no better time to join than right now. Link down below. And just like that, we go from being down $10,000 to up $3,000. I'm back, but the job's not done. It's good to be back in the green and out of the hole, but I have ambitions of a big win tonight, even beating what I did in the night before for $17,000. So then we find ourselves in this next hand with 9-5 offsuit. Yes, we are here to gamble. We end up flopping ourselves 3 of a kind in an extremely multi-way pot, and I decide to just call Francisco's $100 bet. We're going 4 ways to the turn, which comes the queen of diamonds. The action checks through, bringing in the king of spades on the river. I now go for a pot-sized bet, and Mike X cannot fold his top pair. Good thing I checked the turn. We're taking down a $2,400 pot with 3 of a kind. Bang! If you guys are in the mood for some high-level poker, this might be the hand for you. L opens a +2 to $400, and I decide just to call here with pocket jacks. Instead of going for the 3-bet, I'm trying to induce some players behind me to go for a squeeze, and then I'll come in for a 4-bet. But that's not what happens. Instead, we're going 4 ways to the flop, and of course, if you have a good pocket pair, an ace always comes. Ace-7-6 with 2 spades is the board. Luckily, the action checks through, bringing in the 6 of clubs on the turn. J Boogs now calls a $500 bet from Airball, and L does as well. I could raise here, but I think that would get me in a little bit of trouble, so I decide just to call, play it smooth here, and the river now brings another ace. It's the ace of spades. There's $4,000 in the middle. J Boogs checks, L checks, I check. Are we going to get to a showdown here? Not with Nick Airball driving this bus. He bets out for $2,000. And L puts in the call. Action's on me, and this is a weird spot. Remember when I was referencing some high-level poker? Let's see what you guys think about my decision here. Airball could easily be bluffing for $2,000. In fact, I think it's the most likely option. L puts in the call though, which means he has some showdown value. Does he have a flush on a pair board? Does he have a weak ace that doesn't want to raise on 3 spades out there? I think all of those are good hands to put him on. So I raised it up very large here, and Airball folds. It's a $9,000 raise, and we're back over to L. That's the player I thought might get a little bit sticky. He just had a pair of 8s. I didn't need to raise. I could have just called and won, but I think I even could have gotten L to fold a better hand than that. I put this hand in the vlog to show you guys I can get creative and turn a made hand into a bluff sometimes when I just don't give my opponents any credit for having the nuts. And the winning doesn't stop in this next hand, where I go for value with my top pair against Mike X, who calls me down with a pair of 3s in a $3,000 pot. Just a lot of momentum here building into my new favorite hand, Jack 5 of spades, and I can't lose with it here on the Hustler. I gotta get active once again. Mike X raises it up to $800 off of a $40,000 stack. Dr. H puts in the call. I'm gonna call here for $800. I know it's a losing play, but if I end up making a pair of jacks or maybe a flush, I could win a big pot.
Wolfgang has his favorite hand, Jack 5 of spades.
And L decides to come in as well. So we're going 4 ways to the flop here in a $3,300 pot, which gives me top pair. The action checks through, bringing in the ace on the turn. Hate seeing that card. And Mike X bets out for $1,800. But when the action checks through on the flop, I can't just give him credit right away for having an ace. I put in the call, and the river now comes the 10 of spades. At first glance, I don't love this card because King Queen now gets there. He also could have an ace. He could have 3 of a kind with a 5-4, 4-3 type of hand. And he goes for another chunky bet here for $4,000. I just think he has a lot more made hands than bluffs, so even though I have a jack, it's still just a bluff catcher. I'm losing to King Queen, losing to Ace King, Ace Queen, Ace Jack, Ace 10, Pocket Kings, Pocket Queens that are all going for value. So ultimately I decide to fold here, and immediately he tables the 8-7 of clubs. He windmills it in our face, getting the bluff through, picking up a button, and I let the entire table down by not calling there with Jack 5 of spades. Come on now. I can't always make the right decision, but that's why it's perfect practice leading up into this next hand against Nick Airball, where I have a chance to redeem myself to the entire table with a huge decision on the line. We take a family pot to the flop, 9-5 deuce rainbow, and Airball overbets $2,000 into a $400 pot, and what do I have? Top pair with a king kicker. Everyone folds, it's back around to me. I have to be the hero, and I'm not gonna fold one time to Nick Airball. I put in the call.
Yeah, you gotta call. You don't love the sizing.
But with $4,400 in the middle, I have a fear that all of my chips are gonna be in play, but the turn comes the 4 of spades. I check it over to Airball, and now he overbets once again. It's $6,000 to call, $10,000 in the middle. I have to put $6,000 in to see a river. I still have top pair, but Airball could have anything. He could have a straight, he could have 2 pair, he could have a set. I put in the call. I'm not gonna let him him bully me. I just made a fold in the last hand, and I want everyone to be proud of me by continuing to call here, and hopefully airball shuts down on the river. But when the river comes to 6 of diamonds, and airball shoves all in for $15,550, somehow it turned out to be a Cinco de Mayo bet there. That has me covered. That's an all-in situation, $32,000 in the middle, and I have to put in 15.55K to call. I had hopes of winning a ton of money, and this is the hand that's gonna make or break my session. Either I call and I'm right and I'm up over $20,000, or I call, I'm wrong, and I'm stuck $20,000. It's a 40K swing in either direction, and everyone is looking at me. If I end up folding, Nick Airball is gonna win $1,000 from each of us at the table, and nobody wants that. But as easy as it is to put the money in and call off a bluff here, Airball could have any 2 cards. The 6 does connect some stuff. He could have had 7, 8 of spades, now giving him a straight on the river, and I even verbalized he could have 6 deuce. But after thinking about it for a while, I know that in my poker career I've made a lot of tight folds, and this wouldn't be a tight one.
Let's see if he can execute here and put in the call he knows he has to make.
But I definitely need to find a lot more calls going forward, and I decided to take a stand and put it in right here, right now. $47,000 in the middle.
You win.
Well done, Wolfgang. Dragging a $47,000 pot with 1 pair.
King 9 offsuit, taking it down. Good for poker, baby. Throwing the bang stickers on the table.
Uh-oh.
It's good for poker, baby. Good for poker. That call was good for poker.
There you go, Wolfgang.
And let's just say this was one of the most fun pots I've ever played on Hustler Casino Live. I'm now booking a win on this session because of Nick Airball. Glad he went for it and tried to get that 3rd button, but I'm more proud of myself for putting in a massive call, bringing me up to $23,000 in profit on this night alone. And yeah, let's just say the last 2 days here at Hustler were nothing short of spectacular. I ended up booking a $40,200 profit on the 2 nights here at Hustler. Shout out to Ryan Feldman for inviting me out. It's always a good time. If you guys like this video, there's 2 other bangers on your screen right now. Click one of those to keep on watching. Hit that subscribe button. Go click the link down below to sign up to Club WPT Gold. And as always, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace!